Welcome to this week's nugget. We're going to talk about renewal at the heart level, especially in the evening. And I want to bring three helpful mindsets about emotions. Because if you're anything like me, at the end of the day, you might have picked up a few emotions. I personally always start fresh in the morning, but by the end of the day, I'm either happy that I did a great job and I met wonderful people, or I was able to be of service with others, do the work that I plan to do, or I might feel frustrated that I didn't finish all I had to do, or that I made lots of mistakes, or I might feel sad or unappreciated. And all those emotions are natural. As human beings, we have many needs, and we need to be seen, to be appreciated, to give to others, to connect with others, to feel special. And when our core needs are not met, our emotions are a reminder to us. If we end our day with various emotions, which we do invariably, what can we learn about them so it'll make our life easier in dealing with emotions? And to begin with, why is this question even important? Well, if we don't pay attention to our emotions, we actually tend to feel, when we start feeling a little bit of uncomfortable, we seek emotional release. Grief recovery method talks about STIRBs, short-term emotional release. I love the STIRBs. We could use overeating, we can use eating sweets or chocolate, or over drinking or drugs. I love chocolate, right? There's nothing for me like a piece of dark chocolate that will shift my mood. The list is really endless, and we all know our habits, right? What are our short-term release for our emotions? And although this can work in a short run, actually it is a better path and much more helpful in the long run if we stop, we help our emotions, and we really listen to them and bring them into consciousness to find a healthy way to soothe them. It's a bit harder, but it's really worth the effort, and it's really can make a bigger impact. So in order for us to do that, it really starts with the right information, mindsets about them. And you may already know all this, whatever the tips that I'm going to bring in today. And if that's the case, just allow it to reinforce what you've already known about them. So here are the three tips for today. First, we want to remember that emotions come and go. We have emotions, but we're not our emotions. They can be intense sometimes. They can feel like we're having a state that is going to last forever. But we know that. They never do. If you lived for a few decades in this world, you know that we have, just like the weather, it comes and it goes. It's the same with our emotions. We all have good days and bad days, and eventually they do calm down. So it is important to remember that they're passing, and almost to imagine them as energies. They allowing them to move through our bodies, because emotions at the end, they just want to be felt. And as they're felt, we habituate. They tend to go down. The second tip that you might already know, and I want to reinforce, is that emotions have a message. And the message that they have, we actually want to hear. In the same way with a fire alarm, right? That, let's say the battery's out and it keeps beeping, or maybe it just beeps all of a sudden in the middle of the night. We do want to check to see, is there a fire? Is there something? Is there a source of smoke? What is it? So we don't want to really ignore it. It's the same kind of with emotions. And sometimes the message could be that we need to set stronger boundaries, or that we need to maybe forgive or ask for forgiveness, or we haven't received appreciation for others, and we might want to surround ourselves with actual people that can appreciate us. Or we might want to tap into compassion, or really might need to take some action to be true to ourselves and not just live without any meaning. Though just are a few examples, and the list, again, it could be endless, depends on where you are in life, but it's good to remember that many times there's an emotion, and just pausing and asking ourselves, how is my heart doing? It can be very helpful. The third tip that we want to remember about emotions is that they can regulate their intensity. Because we start having emotions when we're very young, as children, even as infants, many times we are conditioned in certain ways around emotions. I mean, some of us are conditioned to be able to express our emotions depending on the family we grew up. For some of us, actually, that was not a possibility, that was not a choice. So we tend to suppress emotions. But if we're habitually being conditioned to suppress our emotions, the emotions then tend to really scream. And it's important to remind ourselves every day, remind our emotions from the wiser self, this idea that emotions can whisper and they do not have to scream. And if we get into the habit to really listen to ourselves and really ask our heart how it's doing, in time there's trust developing and we can actually hear what the message is underneath it. And the emotions, these younger parts of ourselves, can actually trust that we're going to listen. And the best metaphor that I heard, it has to do with listening to a favorite song. You know, if the song is extremely loud, we might actually not enjoy it. But if we put the volume a little bit softer, we can actually hear and really enjoy the music, even if it's a sad one, right? So it's the same with our emotions. So to wrap this up, 3 mindsets about emotions. One, that they come and go, and we can safely know that they do habituate. Our bodies do habituate to emotions and they will pass like a wave unless our brain is really blocking them. The second, that emotions, if we create the space, they have a message. And it doesn't mean that we have to spend hours every day asking about our emotions, but even just 5-10 minutes to quickly ask how our heart is doing can bring us a long way. And the third message is that we want to, from our wiser self, we want to send the message inside to our emotions that they can whisper and we can hear their message. So this is all for today. I wish you a wonderful week, and it's so glad to share this space with you. And I see you next time. Bye for now.